Hey guys, Beth Murphy here. Doing something fun today that popped in my head. It wasn't going to go away, so I just ran with it and entertained it. I'm getting used to that now. This is going to go into my Metaphysics playlist because it's not just for INFJs. Although, this is all that intuition stuff, the feeling stuff, the artists of the world. So, you're definitely included. But this is how I get my stuff, how I get my information. I don't have outside practice with any divination tools or anything. That's fine for whatever floats your boat, I don't write it, I don't paint it, I think it. And I know it. That's how stuff comes to me. But anyway, so I was in the car and I heard Billy Joel, The River of Dreams. And when you listen to this video, you're going to think like I'm some big Billy Joel lover. I kind of hyper focus on things. But he's always been on my radar because these are the times that I grew up in. He was always on the radio. This is also a little bit of a tribute because I'm into honoring people while they're still alive, not boo-hooing when they're dead. And let me tell you, this man is a poet. He's deep. And even when I was a little kid, I could hear a song of his and I could feel it resonate in my heart. And I believe that I felt what he was feeling when he wrote it. And that's my understanding of art. It's also why I think I would not want to go to like an art exhibit. Some people that aren't as empathetic or aren't as feeling, where they pick up subtle energies, because there is no time. So when the artist creates art, it's still kind of hanging out there. Their intentions, how they felt if they were in despair, and things like that. And think about it, that's when artists are usually moved to do something, to create. They're inspired by some passion, whether it's good or bad. So even as a teenager, I couldn't hear a lot of his work. And it was when he was going through one of his divorces. I was like, oh my God, I don't know this man, but I know he's writing, this is real. And it hurt, it hurt. So it's, for me, being so empathetic, it's like watching someone be hurt. But anyway, so I just wanted a little background about the Billy Joel thing, because this could have been any other song. It's him. He's a very powerful creator. So what got stuck in my head was just one simple line, that it can only be seen by the eyes of the blind. And I was like, all right, I got to look up the lyrics. So like I told you, I just go with it. If I get inspired to do something, there's something there for me, or there's something there for someone else if I have the urge to communicate it, which is what we're doing today. So I just want to point out this website because it's pretty cool. If you're a thoughtful person, if you're a deep person, you might want to know things like that too. Like I just found this website. It's called songfacts.com. And I got to read about this song and what he was thinking. They took a little clip of an interview, and he got this song in his head and in his dreams, which is how a lot of artists will connect, a lot of innovators. You will find in history, Da Vinci just comes to mind, people that are into mathematics, probably Tesla. A lot of people get information when they're sleeping, or in meditation. And even for them, that might be floating out on a boat. I think that might have been Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'm not sure. But there are people that were receiving information like that. So he would get it in his dreams. How cool, right? So the song came to him and he's like, here's a literal quote. I thought, who the hell am I to try to pull off this gospel song? So I took a shower to wash the song away. I sang it in the shower and I knew I had to do it. Isn't that funny that he's even a poet when he's private? Like, what's more private than taking a shower by yourself? And he's I want to take a shower to wash the song away, but it stuck with him, so he did it. That's an artist allowing the flow. That's what I'm just telling you I do. I was just doing, this popped in my head, it didn't do it for no reason, and off we went. So he says, in the dream, walking in his sleep, he was walking in his sleep, inspired that lyric. And he said, the river of dreams is a play on the phrase stream of consciousness. I was like, oh, that's why I'm led here, because I love that. I love that. So I looked at the lyrics and I was like, I know there's more in here. And what's coming up for me lately is everyone's spiritual awakening, all right? Now that's a really big topic, and I only have 30 minutes on my phone, so we're not going to get into that. But, so that's the symbolism, is the awakening experience, all right? Now it's been going on for a long time, all right? It's not a big deal. Everybody has a personal kind of experience. Some it's gentle, some it's not. I'm a sensitive person that feels and senses things, so for mine it was kind of abrupt, and that was quite a while ago. It was like 2008. Now don't confuse that with an ascension. We have a planetary ascension going on. That's more like a physical thing, ascension, up, see? We're going up in vibration. Awakening, think of that as just more what happens on the inside. But make no mistake, you're going to, you're ascending to. It's just, this is about an evolution. Remember, you're a spirit having a human experience. And that's why you will evolve as a multi-dimensional consciousness. And that's what you are. So back to the song. Okay. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep. I love that he does this sleepwalking, but it's so beautiful the way he puts it. Middle of the night, I walk in my sleep. From the mountains of faith to a river so deep. And this is just my personal interpretation. That's it. That's all you're getting. From the mountains of faith. This for me means when you have something that's a faith, it's a belief. And what happens is we build things based on our beliefs. We compound them and we make them bigger. And then that's how you turn things into mountains. And then a river so deep. This is, to me, symbolizes everything we don't know. Everything we're afraid of. You can't see it. And then he's, saying it's deep. So, it's daunting. I must be looking for something sacred I lost. This is, for me, this would be his connection with himself. And most of us did lose that. And where did we lose it? We lost it in the ego state. And the ego is just, it's all about you and inside your body. You don't really think past your own physical body to others. You don't see how you're all connected. So this would be something sacred that I lost, a connection with self, a connection with all that is. But the river's wide, it's too hard to cross. It's how a lot of people feel. They're just frustrated. They're like, it's so hard to be happy or whatever, too hard to cross. And even though I know the river's wide, I walk down every evening and I stand on the shore. So this is just like, I know it's hard, but I just going to keep trying. I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to stand there, and figure this out. And try to cross to the opposite side so I can finally find out what I've been looking for. So it's like this person, they're like, I think what I want is over there on the opposite side. And I've been looking for so long, I could finally find out what I've been looking for. And then he just repeats. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the valley of fear to a river so deep. I've been searching for something taken out of my soul, something I would never lose, something somebody stole. So this is interesting. It's actually, you can create the awareness. You can create a reality where you believe something has been stolen from you. A lot of people feel that way. Whether you're attributing that to quote unquote evil or quote unquote, some other force that you think stole a piece of you. It's just, you lost the awareness of the connection to yourself. It's never really gone. It feels like it is, and you can create a reality where it is. Just like you can, if you die, you can create a reality where there's a hell. It's still an illusion because you're still a creator even when you die. But you can create a belief that gives you any experience because that is your free will. I just gotta point that out. I don't know why I go walking at night, but now I'm tired and I don't want to walk anymore. I hope it doesn't take the rest of my life till I find out what it is I've been looking for. So I would read this as, I hope I don't have to die, before I figure this out and transcend. And that's also part of the awakening experience and ascension. We're all moving up. And for the first time, we don't have to die to do it. We don't have to lose our bodies to do it. We're actually physically changing. And just to give you a scale, try to imagine the earth is vibrating at a finer energy, like the Schumann resonance. You know how that's increasing? We're becoming more light-bodied, and we don't have to die this time to do it. We are. It's a spiritual evolution, and again, you're a spirit having a human experience. So it's not abnormal or weird, not to me anyway. And then he just repeats, middle of the night, I could walk in my sleep, and then there's jungle of doubt to a river so deep. Jungle of doubt. Ugh, what's that bring to mind? Vines, twigs, everything in your way, person's weary. I know I'm searching for something so undefined that it can only be seen by the eyes of the blind. And that's why I want to stop for a minute. Something so undefined, right? How many people feel like that? They're like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I just know I don't have it. And that it can only be seen by the eyes of the blind. I love that. I love the poetry of this man. But to me, I'm hearing, it just reminds me how we say, do you remember who you were before they told you? Because then you're just an innocent child, you're full of joy and wisdom, and then you kind of got talked out of who you are to make others' life easier, their lives easier, and that would be your parents who didn't know any better, your teachers, your society, your structures, people that want dollars from you, they want you to act in a certain way, they make you forget who you are. So it can be seen by the eyes of the blind, and that's just, figurative, but I just see the innocence. I'm blind to what everyone told me. I know who I am. And then, that person would be finding what this guy seems to be looking for. And in the middle of the night, I'm not sure about a life after this. God knows I've never been a spiritual man. Baptized by the fire, wade into the river. Baptized by the fire. So this seems to me, this person is saying what a lot of people would say. I took the hard knocks of life, baptized by the fire. I learned the hard way. It hurt. I went through life with an open heart and I got hurt. Now that's what it feels like to me. So it's very poetic. Again, I love this kind of artistry. So I'm picturing this person. He's like, I'm hurt and I'm going to wade into the river. I'm just going in, right? Because earlier he was talking about crossing it. How the hell am I going to get across this stupid river? And now he's like, well, what do I have to lose? Right? He's already on fire. The river's only going to cool him off. Baptized by the fire, I wade into the river that runs to the promised land. I love that. This to me says what I would recommend to do in your life. Instead of trying to step over what hurts you, instead of trying to step over it or beat yourself up because you can't get over it, or be paralyzed with fear because it's so deep and you don't know how you're going to get through it. You got to jump in. You got to just get in. You're going to have to go through eventually, whether it's in this life or the next life. Just get in there. And this requires faith. And sometimes I'll read things in my Facebook groups. They belong to lots of different things. And I'll just listen to people sometimes. And this is what I hear. These are evolved, bright people. And they're like, why is all this happening? It's because you're questioning it. You have to just allow it. Don't fight it. Get in there. Just jump in there. And this is why it runs to the promised land. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the desert of truth to the river so deep. Desert of truth. Ooh, who wants to be in the desert? It's hot, it's dry, it's uncomfortable. The desert of truth. He uses so few words, but says so much. The truth hurts, basically, right? We all know that. To the river so deep. We all end in the ocean. We all start in the streams. Love that. I love the we of that. We're all carried along by the river of dreams in the middle of the night. Love it. Carried along by the river of dreams, which, as I had mentioned, he said is a play on the phrase stream of consciousness. And I don't even know if he is thinking this stuff, but what I feel is this is the oneness that a lot of people are looking for. It can be a very lonely world when you feel isolated. And again, that's what the ego mind does. And there's nothing wrong with the ego. It has its place. It keeps your body safe. It got you this far. But we're ready to move beyond that. And a lot of good stuff's going to come with that. Telepathy, all kinds of... Our evolution is really, really, really changing. It's changing quickly. And if you want to look up the quote-unquote event and all that kind of crap... I'm sorry, I just said crap because... there's a lot of clickbait stuff with that. And this is something that's been going on, although it is rapid. So there are a lot of good people out there on YouTube that are trying to help you. Victor Otto, did I get his name right? He's someone that's like trying to lead people in the right direction. I can appreciate that. So I'll carry it along in the stream of consciousness in the middle of the night when we're all sleeping. Love it. All right, that didn't go too long. Under 20 minutes. So these are going to be continued things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about awakening. I had an experience. I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you about other people's experiences, how it looks, and the ascension, planetary ascension. And this stuff's been going on a long time. There's been little benchmarkers. Early 40s was one. This was one. Not to scare you, this has to do with this. This has to do with this. And then there was this. Okay. Now, remember when I was a kid too, because these were all my formative years. Like I was incarnated at a very cool time, as far as I'm concerned. Because I grew up in the meat of this. I was like 15. I remember this coming, scared the crap out of me. But that's because I was young and I didn't understand. This is a lot of your Bible stuff, the rapture, or whatever you want to say it. There's many religions and cultures that talked about this. And I remember the Mayans. All right. 26,000 year cycle came to an end. Just because the calendar came to an end didn't mean we were going to come to an end. Hello. It was just a cycle. And that's what's happening. That's what this is about. We're just taking a jump. All right. But a lot of sensitive people, especially my intuitive friends, feel things. And the way that they're interpreting it, we're not going to hell in a handbasket. Okay. All the stuff that needs to come up is coming up to get healed. Everything's going according to plan. Everything is great. And even if you look back on the old predictions from Nostradamus and Edgar Cayce and stuff like that, they were just reading the energy of the moment. We switched all that up. All right. I don't have to tell you the details right now. We're better than good. We already passed some of the dicey stuff. Okay. Yeah. So I remember when I was a kid, REM, you don't know who REM is? They had these lyrics. It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. And I remember I was a kid and that's how I felt. What everybody was freaking out, and I was like, no, it's the end of the world as we know it. As we know it. And that's the truth. Yeah. So, and I also like to think, artists, that they are here to influence us. This is part of their creation process. And I think these people are the 20% that I talk about in my intro. It says probably only 20% are going to enjoy my channel. Take this personality test and see if you're one of them, because that would just be the intuitives and the feelers. The sensors don't have too much use for me. I think that I amuse them, some of them, and the rest are like, what does this matter? And that's fine, because as we've discussed many times, it takes all kinds. And that's it. I think I completed my review. So this is me. I have background in metaphysics. It's all I do in my personal time. All I do. Especially when there's some major stuff going on in the world. I'm very blessed that I don't have to work a 40-hour week. I kind of plunk myself down and I just absorb it all, and then it assimilates, and then out it comes. So this is what I use YouTube for. But we're going to do more about this, because I think this is troubling to some people, the awakening stuff. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.